Hello folks, here at Jessica, Sinna in Wisconsin. Today we're going to be making pozole. Pozole is such a Mexican traditional dish for Christmas Day or for any special holiday. And if you hangover, oh boy, this is going to really wake you up. For my pozole recipe today, we're going to be using 4 chile negros, which is this is black pepper. We are going to be using chile guajillo. It's about half a pound, I will be honest. We are going to be using 6 chile puya. And this one is a little spicier, but we don't want to make it like super spicy either. We are going to be using also boneless pork loin roast. This is a little leany meat. It's really good. I'm going to go ahead and brown it. And we're going to be using a little bit of ribs. The ribs are going to be just mostly for flavor because it has a lot of fat, just so you are aware. We also are going to be using 1 onion. We are going to be using 1 garlic head. We are going to be using 13 cloves, 9 whole pepper. We're going to be using 2 chicken bouillon. That brings a lot of flavor to your food as well. We are going to be using 1 spoon of cumin, 1 spoon of black pepper. We are going to be using a little bit of scallions for the garnishing, half an onion for my garnishing, 3 tomatoes, radish, and 1 cabbage. And how to forget, we are going to be using hominy. Hominy is basically like corn. In Mexico, they call it nixtamal. And here we are. We'll be continuing with our pozole recipe. Okay, folks, so for the pozole, we're going to be using 2 gallons of water. As you can see, it's a big pot, and I'm going to be making a lot of pozole because we have some company over. For my pozole, I will be putting the whole onion in there. It's already washed and clean. We are going to be putting also the garlic. That is the first step to make your delicious pozole. For me to be able to make my wonderful pozole, I'm going to be getting a pan. I'm going to be browning my pork meat, just like I was letting you know. I'm going to be using a little bit of olive oil just to brown the meat. So basically, what you guys want to do, just brown your meat a little bit, guys. This is going to definitely bring a little more flavor to your pozole. As I am doing, you don't want to cook it, obviously, because otherwise your pozole is going to turn into a different flavor. But you definitely want to brown it just like that. It's perfect. Okay, folks, so as you can see, my meat is really brown. I'm almost done over here. You're going to let it boil. You can pretty much tell once the pozole is going to be ready. I will say about 30 minutes, just so you are aware. At this point, you want to start adding your spices, just so you are aware as well. Okay, folks, so once you are ready, you can open up your hominy. The hominy is going to be in water. You need to drain that. Okay. So what you want to do is use cold water. You want to make sure that all of the hominy is nice and clean. And it's already clean, but you want to make sure that there's no lumps, all of that sitting in the can. The next thing you want to do, obviously, you want to make sure that all of your peppers are really washed. We don't know where they come from, where they've been stored or anything like that. So just to avoid any cross-contamination, make sure to wash all of them really good. Once all of your peppers are really washed, guys, the next thing you want to do is remove the stem. What I usually do, I get my scissors, got it, and what I like to do, I like to get all of the seeds out. and make sure everything is really clean. What I like to do, I like to brown my peppers as well, guys, because it brings a little bit roastier flavor. So you brown the peppers, and I put them all together in one big pan. Once your peppers are brown, guys, just add 1 glass of water, and now let it boil. Okay, folks, so once all of the peppers are brown a little bit, you are going to be putting the tomatoes. One thing that I almost forgot to tell you, and this is optional, I like to put a little bit of tomatillo too. And the reason why, this is optional. The tomatillo is going to bring a little more acidity to your pozole, just so you are aware. And that's what I'm doing here. I forgot to mention it at the beginning of the video, but I'm going to use 4 tomatillos. Okay, the next step is going to be, I will be using my blender, as you can see, and we are going to be using a little bit of salt. A little bit of garlic, we're going to put that inside here. Salt is going to be to your taste, folks, just so you are aware. I'm going to just use a little bit of salt. And the next step, obviously, once all of the sauce is already blended in your blender, I'm going to go ahead and do my favorite part. My husband hates it. And tell him why, hun.
There's this particular technique you're about to see. We call it the tap-tap method.
Tap, tap,
Well,
tap.
this doesn't only get the material through the strainer, but it ends up all over the cabinets, all over the counters, backsplash. It ends up everywhere. I'm on the verge of prohibiting this technique indoors. It must be used outdoors only.
And this is our tap, tap, tap. So that's what I mean. You can. I'm doing it directly to the pot, guys. You can do it on the side if you think it's a little too difficult for you. But that's what I'm doing here, and that's the next step here. Okay. So the last step that you want to do, you want to make sure that all of your hominy is inside your pozole. As you can see, it's already washed. It's really clean, and this is going to bring a lot of good flavor to your pozole. And after this, we're going to let it simmer for about 30 minutes, and your pozole is ready. Finally, our pozole is definitely smelling really good, guys. You can see the hominy is already blended in with the pozole, and the meat is definitely really cooked. The next step, we're going to be pouring some pozole into one plate, and I'm going to show you how the gets garnished. So that will be our next step. So for my garnishes, in Mexico, what they usually do, they get tostadas for the pozole. This is a typical dish where you can eat in Christmas Eve. Usually Christmas gets really cold at night. It is actually good for recalentado, which stands for reheated pozole next day, especially if you can over. So we got tostadas. As you can see, I got a little bit of white onion. I already chopped my radishes and scallions. And to top it off, we got some cabbage, and also we got some limes. And the oregano is optional. Not many people put it on, but it is definitely something that they do down in Mexico. So these are the garnishes for my pozole. It amazes me the balance he's got on the arm. Okay, there we go. Very good, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Thank you for watching us. This pozole is definitely how I grew up in Mexico. Brings a lot of good flavors. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Thank you for watching us here at Jessica Sinna, and we'll see you next time.